I'm Dr. Marianne.
And I'm Dr. Adam.
And we are
Counselors in Quarantine.
We are sponsored by our boss, Dr. Lacey Carpillo, Vice President for Student Affairs.
As psychologists here in the Counseling Center at EOU, we thought it would be fun to share with you some nuggets of wisdom that we share with the students we work with.
Yeah, and so this week we wanted to talk to you about this idea of being curious toward yourself without judgment. So bottom line, these are just hard times. We're in situations that we've never been in before. We're needing to make decisions we've never made before. Like, none of us have a neurological template for making sense of what's happening around us. And so many of the things that we looked forward to in spring, leading into summer, it has been canceled, has been changed. And so in a lot of ways, we're needing to structure our days differently. We're needing to participate in life differently. Mm-hmm. And that kind of requires us to figure out then for ourselves, who is it that I want to be during this time, and how do I want to act, and how do I want to structure my days, and what are my goals right now? Because some of the goals that we used to have, I don't know, they just don't work anymore.
Right, and I find a lot of focus is on the stuff we don't have control over, like what's going to happen with this virus, or with my job, or with my kids, or the stuff that comes up. And I do like that idea of, how do I want to be through this and then coming out the other side of it? Right.
And so in order to get there, whenever we want, we're in one spot and we want to grow into another spot, then we need to kind of understand self enough and to know what's missing, like what's in that gap to where we're not where we want to be. And whenever we try to fill in that gap with judgment, okay, I weigh, 160 pounds and I want to weigh, 150, and we judge ourselves like I'm bad, like I'm never going to look good. Why can't I do it? What's wrong with me? Whenever we go at ourselves like that, then we actually end up kind of discouraged and feeling defeated inside. And rather than being motivated to grow, we actually, feel defeated and we get stuck.
Yeah, and actually for me, sometimes I go in the opposite direction, right? I'll actually just eat more or stop working out altogether because, what's the point?
Right, yeah. And so what we find in working with people and helping people to heal and grow is really about this idea of if we can approach ourselves with a sense of curiosity, and kind of wonderment, and maybe even with some compassion, like, trying to understand, so what's going on inside for me that I'm not able to be who I want to be? Or, I'm really irritable. I've been, struggling with like yelling at my kids more, self-disclosure there. And so but trying to understand, what is this about for me, and what could be going on inside for me that I'm not doing okay, or I'm not doing as well as I'd like to do. And therefore I'm not able to maybe perform in the way that I, like to perform. And so understanding, okay, what am I thinking? What am I feeling? And being compassionate, and searching towards self, or coming towards self from that kind of a place.
Yeah, and for a lot of you people who are probably watching this, if you're connected to the EOU campus at all, either student or faculty staff, you may be more of a type A, high productivity type of person. And I found with a lot of the people that I'm working with who really, use that productivity to move themselves, they also can use it as a way to distract from negative affect, negative emotions. I just keep busy, right? And so now that work has changed, life has changed, maybe I can't go to every single meeting, club, and organization that I'm used to, that these are really hard times, and a lot of that stuff that you're talking about can come up, that judgmental stuff. And so really just encouraging all of you who are watching to take this as an opportunity, because in order to grow, we have to have awareness first and foremost. And so when you go to that place of, okay, what is this about for me? What's going on for me? You can then make the conscious choice to make different decisions.
Right, yeah. And when we approach ourselves with that curiosity and that compassion, and we come to understand, okay, this is what I'm thinking, this is what I'm feeling, and this is kind of what I'm needing. This is where what's going on inside for me, and this is where I feel empty, and this is where I feel sad. Then we can identify then what is it, what kind of relational needs do we need to meet those different, struggles inside, and then Once our needs get met, then we can be okay and we can start, problem solving again.
Yeah, I know. I mean, for me to move, sometimes I can't move on my own, right? I need to engage in those relational connections, and it's harder right now. I mean, now is a time where for some it can be a lot harder to get those relational needs met, and maybe that's a future video. Who knows, right? But yeah, really encouraging people as you're doing that and doing that checking in process. To bring your safe people into connection with you as you're trying to move through this in whatever ways are safe for you and that you're able to do.
Yeah. Yeah, so as you think about putting some new structure in your life, you think about setting some goals, moving toward reaching some goals. I encourage you to just think about, allow yourself to kind of self-reflect, and when do you start judging yourself and try to get yourself to change, be different, be better because you don't feel good enough. And just know that as soon as you go there, you're going to stop healing, you're going to stop growing. And if you want to get back on the growth track, then you just need to switch your perspective and say, okay, I'm engaging in these behaviors, or I have this obsessive thinking going on. I wonder what that's about for me. And so that can take you into an exploration of understanding self, which then can ultimately lead to more healing and growth.
Absolutely. And hopefully this is helpful for you all. And we really do want to thank you all for tuning in. Know that we're going to be posting more videos in the future. So if there's a topic you want to hear more about, or if you have questions about EOU's response to COVID-19, go to eou.edu/coronavirus and click on the question and comments button.
And meanwhile, we encourage you to practice vulnerability, compassion, and self-care.
Yeah. Thanks, and we'll see you next time.